So tell us a little bit about what you are going to do for us, and talk to us about cocktails kind of around the holiday season.
Well,
I've seen things change.
I have. Well, I thought with the hustle and bustle, that's something that might be fun and worthwhile and easy for everyone to do is batched cocktails.
Batch cocktails.
So this is something you can keep at home, keep in your refrigerator. Frankly, you could put a bottle in the refrigerator and it could last a month. Imagine coming home, you don't have to make everything from scratch the way you do when you go see a bartender make it at a fancy cocktail bar. You can have your pre-batch cocktail in the refrigerator, or a wonderful host or hostess gift of your own batch cocktail that you offer, maybe with your own personalized label, things of that nature. But they're easy to do and they're fun.
And you've got specific drinks.
And they taste good. I thought I might as well serve some cocktails.
Why wouldn't you? We would be upset if you
Look at that. Whoa.
So tell me a little bit about what we're making, what this drink is called.
Well, I'm making one. I also am a distiller. I have a distillery in Brooklyn called the New York Distilling Company. And this first cocktail is gin-based.
Oh.
And it is gin, a gin that we make in Brooklyn called Dorothy Parker Gin, with an orange liqueur.
Dorothy Parker, what a great name.
She was swanky.
Yes.
So Dorothy Parker Gin. Find a gin that's convenient to you or that you love, a little bit of orange liqueur, and sweet vermouth. 2 parts gin, 1 part orange liqueur, 1 part sweet vermouth. And that's it. And
That's
this will
pretty
last
This studio smells amazing right now, by the way.
And the key is, just to, you can play with ratios, of course.
But that's pretty simple to make, because sometimes I think when somebody's making a mixed drink, I'm like, okay, there's too many moving parts in that. You know,
Right.
it gets a little complicated.
Well, that's the idea also. There's one key to batch cocktails that you can store, and I'll pass these your way.
All right, Miss Peggy Collins.
Patience.
Mr.
And
Jason Kelly.
that is
Right, thank
all the
you.
drinks that we're making today.
Wait, you garnished with an olive, right?
This is not an olive. This is
what
a
is
it?
brandy
Cherry.
cherry.
Oh.
So it gives a little bit of resounding round sweetness to the drink.
Can I just tell, yes, this studio, our new multimedia studio, we're taking care of it, everybody.
But don't light a match.
Don't let it match. I'm just saying. This is pretty heavenly.
It's easy. And again,
Very smooth.
the key is I just poured it out. I made it. It took minutes to make this afternoon.
Oh my God,
Here it
that
is.
lovely.
And you can find great bespoke flasks or glassware.
Is that the vermouth? What is it that's so like?
Yeah,
It's yummy.
it's the
Well,
vermouth.
that's going to
right?
add some velvetiness to the cocktail.
This should be at the top of the league tables. I'm just telling you.
You'd get work done, of course.
This next one I'm very excited. Are you making the Manhattan
I'm
next?
making a Manhattan variation.
It's such an old drink, and I was saying to my mom used to love them and got sick on them and then stopped drinking them.
I love me a
But you love
Manhattan.
them.
I do too. I do too.
Manhattan at the Oyster Bar, I feel like, is one of the quintessential New York experiences. By the way, our colleague Kevin Cirilli, our chief Washington correspondent, just sent me an instant message saying, "Can I call in?"
Yeah, you can call in.
Yeah, call in. We'll send you some drinks down to Washington. You need them down there, Kevin.
Exactly. So this one is called, you said, the Midnight Manhattan.
These are all, if you will, New Year's Eve themed. Now,
Nice.
this next is, yes, Midnight Manhattan, the second, the Manhattan variation. Now, I'm just going to put a wisp of orange peel over the top.
Okay.
You can garnish however you prefer Manhattan. You could put a cherry in it, a brandy cherry. I just like the aromatic of citrus peel. It's like a goof, an aromatic goof. It's a little bit like aromatherapy, and it just puts you at ease for a cocktail that, very honestly, is otherwise pretty boozy.
It
now,
is.
our variation today is ragtime rye whiskey, a New York-based rye, with sweet vermouth and a little bit of Demerara sugar. So that's another way to just take the roundness of a cocktail is explore different types of sugars because they all impart different flavors and oftentimes different textures as well.
When
That's
it hits your lips, it tastes so good.
So wait, what was the kind of sugar that you're playing with?
I use Demerara sugar.
Demerara, yeah.
The sugar we're most familiar with, obviously, is refined white sugar.
Right.
We're trying to avoid that. Oftentimes, look, this is not dietary.
No, but it's interesting. We do
Context.
a lot of food segments and stew, and you think about like sugars have definitely changed in terms of what you use. Even in baking, I do a fair amount of baking, and there's a variety of sugars that you can play around with.
Well, they're pineapple sugars,
Yeah.
mint sugars, muscovado sugars, and they all have different flavors. I like Demerara sugar because it has a real long elasticity,
Yeah.
a real velvety structure to it that provides lusciousness for your cocktail.
All right, you got one more.
One more.
Peggy
Here we
Collins,
go.
are you still with us?
I'm still with us.
Okay.
She's so
Jason's face
relaxed.
when he drank
the end
that
of the day,
Manhattan
right?
was fantastic.
Okay, so what's the last
Well,
one?
this
Midnight
final is
Run.
Midnight Run. Again, all ideas for New Year's Eve. believe.
This is why I got my economics degree, everybody.
Me too. No, I didn't.
You got your economics degree so you could drink on the job?
Well,
I'm not seeing the connection
everything
here.
has an economic and business and market
Right.
story, Mr.
Right.
Kelly. I'm just telling you, right, Peg?
That's right. That's right.
This is why I got an English degree. I'm not quite seeing it.
Hey, it's been a crazy week. Just
Just
roll-
go
Here you are.
Just
roll with
go
me,
with
okay?
it.
Okay,
Now,
sorry.
this is one of my favorites. A little bit more complexity, but again,
I love the
no
color.
fresh citrus.
It's like a Coke.
This is what we call a split base cocktail, something very trendy. We're using two different types of base spirits. Here we're using ragtime rye and a pineapple infused aged rum.
Oh.
So the other is we're using authentic grenadine. If you have time to taste, I've given you a little sample of
Oh, yeah.
my homemade grenadine. I say with every ounce of politeness, there's one product I don't like to use, and it's artificial grenadine.
Yeah, that's nice.
You can make this at home. You can find recipes online. It's made from pomegranate juice. Granada in Spanish is pomegranate. Grenadine should have a flavor of pomegranates. So this is homemade grenadine that gives a little bit of tart sweetness, not just sugary sweetness to the drink.
All right, so Alan Katz, where can we get these things, or do we need to make them ourselves?
Well, you can make the drinks yourselves if you need ingredients. Obviously, I make these products based here in New York, but find what's ever best at your local store. The cocktails are easy, and again, I like them most of all. I'm having a dinner party for New Year's Eve. Instead of making cocktails for everyone, I'm going to have 2 bottles of batch cocktails in the refrigerator, and that will be our cocktail hour.
Oh my goodness, just tell the kids not to touch the bottles. I'm just saying.
My kids are a little different.
Can I just ask you, Peg, your favorite, Last Midnight, Midnight Manhattan, or Midnight Run?
I think I liked the Midnight Manhattan. I gotta go with
I'm with
Jason on
Pegs.
this.
Yeah.
It's an investing team thing.
Kind of enjoying all of it. A little buffet of drinks. No, it's really fascinating. And thank you so much.